Hello and welcome to Camp Xtras. Tetris and game consoles are one of those mainstays. No matter the console, you will find some version of Tetris on it. The Nintendo 64 has a few, but for me, I always see the new Tetris in my collection, and I was in the mood for some puzzle fun, so I played through it recently. Let me give you some history and a review. All footage was captured off of a Nintendo 64. Let's go ahead and hop into this one. Alright, so I don't want to go too deep into Tetris history, as that is worthy of its own video, and the gaming historian already has a great doc on that topic. I will say it was a Russian puzzle game featuring tetramino shapes. It became extremely popular through its Game Boy release, but rights issues always plagued it. Yet in the 90s, its ownership would be split between two companies, the Tetris Company and Blue Planet Software. Now, there are huge Tetris fans out there, and I know those people know this game by heart, but before the history goes on, I'm a little out of my league here. I like Tetris a lot. I played a ton of Tetris in my life, but I'm no expert. I don't know a lot of the terms, and I don't play like a professional. I just have fun with it, so understand with this history and review, it's not an opinion of an expert. The reason I bring this up here is that there are rules to making a Tetris game, clear Tetris guidelines of things that need to be met in order for it to release, which I didn't even know that existed until recently. Yet, that didn't start until 2001, so a lot of new features were being developed. The first Tetris game on the Nintendo 64 actually was a fresh take on the format called Tetrisphere, which was Tetris on a sphere. Well, this was developed by H2O Software. With the success of that game, Nintendo approached H2O to make a more basic Tetris title, but Blue Planet would actually come in and help them out. Though it would be a more classic look at Tetris, there would be a new hold element allowing you to keep a piece to the side if you didn't need it. And it also introduced four-player Tetris to the West, as this was first done in the Japanese exclusive Tetris 64. You can see from early internet articles from places like IGN that there was hype for the new Tetris, something that still seemed so novel to return to at that time. So after a bit of development, the new Tetris would come out on August 2nd, 1999 in North America, with a European release later that year. I've never played this Tetris, and like I already said, I'm not a crazy Tetris expert, but I do like a good puzzle game. I played through this one, let me tell you how that went, breaking it down starting with the gameplay. So getting into the new Tetris, this is a basic Tetris package. You get single player and multiplayer. For single player, you have three modes: Marathon, which tests how long you can go for; Sprint, which has you playing for 3 minutes; and Ultra, which times you on how quickly you can clear 150 lines. These can be played against one CPU or alone, but at its core, every mode is just Tetris. You drop down tetraminos. When you get a complete line at the bottom, you get a line clear. These add up to high scores. The core gameplay here is fun. It's a tried and true concept, and at its most basic will always be entertaining to me, and fundamentally it just clicks. It's easy to get sucked into and feel the rush of getting consecutive clears. Though saying that, my first reaction to this release was not great, based on how simplistic it was. To really appreciate this release, you should look at it in the time frame of the Nintendo 64's release. At that time, Tetris wasn't prolific, and for the time, there was new features in this game. For one, there's a long-form way of seeing the following pieces that are coming up, and that's a nice way to plan ahead. You can also hold one piece if maybe you don't have a good spot for it, or if you want to save it. One odd thing I had to get used to, though, is the hard drop system, where you can drop it before it lands, but it slides a bit after landing. It's so you can adjust it after it drops. I found this would happen by accident more than intentionally, where I'd have the D-pad ready for the next piece, but instead would mess up the previous move. This was something that could have been a bit smoother. There's also a block format where you can form a 4x4 block, and it will turn gold or silver depending on the pieces used. Clearing this will give you extra line clears, so it makes you think outside the normal Tetris parameters. If you really want to to rack up high scores. This is important as the big hook of this game is the wonder system, where every line clear will help you build one of the 8 wonders of the world, so there's at least a fun sense of progression in this game. It allows you to see how the wonders build, and it also allows you to watch them in a cutscene. So thinking of all these new features in the context of its time, and you have a recipe for an extremely fun and innovative game, but keeping to a strong core formula, making this one extremely fun, especially if you can find a group to play the multiplayer mode with. I do feel the true fun of this game is experiencing it with others. Puzzle games are easy to play over and over again, and the game just works for a party setting, and it easily makes it better. I do still wish there was a bit more, maybe another game mode that changed up the Tetris formula a bit, as these 3 game modes are so close to each other. Yet I know this release is meant to be just pure Tetris, and it gets that right. I had fun playing this one, even if the overall package is a bit simple. The music in the new Tetris is one of the best elements. Composed by Neil Voss, this game features an eclectic electronic score that complements the gameplay. It almost sucks you in and lets you ease into the trance-like mood, with some amazing ambient pieces with great vocal sampling. It uses a lot of chants and world music, and it helps build an ethereal mood. Not only that, but the drums and bass are driving. This has some strong jungle music with rocking bass. I swapped around to a bunch of different songs in this game, and I was highly impressed with most of them. It's simply one of the best game soundtracks that I've heard in a bit. The actual sound effect work is solid too. It's not really overbearing. The clicks of the tetraminos moving are soft and satisfying. Clearing lines and creating squares are quiet against the music, but I'm glad that's not in your face. It's light, adding to the meditative mood puzzle games need, and I can appreciate that. The art design is solidly done as well. For a game as simple as this one, I do love that the Tetris boards are fairly static. They manage to pack a lot into them though. Going with the wonders of the world shtick, you get Roman backgrounds with braziers and armor. You also get a cool Mayan one that's dark but has artifacts lying all around. It's simple but cute, and it brings a theme in on this. The wonders are impressive on the console too. Watching them fly by and build over time is neat. It's simple, but it's small touches like this that help the game excel thematically and keeps it memorable. The new Tetris can be a bit deceptive at first. It's a very simplistic Tetris game. Yet, if we are looking at it in the context of the Nintendo 64, it's easy to see why this one is so fondly remembered. New elements join in, but it's still an addictive core experience and great for 4 players. Along with good art design and fantastic music, you get a Tetris experience that is both familiar and stands out, making for a puzzle game that I can easily recommend despite not much going on with it. This is my first Nintendo 64 review here on Camp Xtras, so I will not be ranking it as of yet, but hopefully we can change that soon. The new Tetris would receive strong reviews upon release. IGN would give it an 8.8, saying that the multiplayer was the key factor to making this great, and that it was a Tetris game without flaws. GameSpot gave it a lower 7.9, saying that it was great for multiplayer, but was limited on single-player options. EGM would give it a 6 for ingenuity, 7 for visuals, and 8s for sound and replay. The reviewers thought it was fun, but all of them wished there was more to do. I'm unsure of how well the new Tetris sold. VG Charts estimates that it sold 290,000 copies, which isn't bad, but it wasn't putting it up there as one of the console's best or into the player's choice line. As for H2O Entertainment, they would go on to only make 2 more games, with a Flintstones Game Boy Color game and Aiden Chronicles on the Nintendo 64 in 2001, and they would later close that year. Yet Tetris would continue on, and of course Tetris is being released to this day. If I were to compare future releases like this one of my favorites is Tetris DS. And I think comparing different consoles, especially this far apart, isn't quite fair to the game. So in its context, I think it's good, and it seems people agree too, as a lot of people find good stuff about this one, with many people in comments and on Reddit saying good things from what I've seen, and I've seen plenty of people say this is their favorite Tetris. User aggregate website Backlogged has this game at an average of 3.5 with over 200 plays, and the reviews speak highly of it. Yet, have you ever played this one? I'm interested in your opinion. Be sure to let me know how you feel about this game below, and if you've never played it, maybe what's your favorite Tetris? I'd be interested in hearing from you. Be sure to leave a like, as it really helps me out in the algorithm. Subscribe to keep up with more videos like this, and be sure to check out Camp Xbox for retro Xbox videos, and I'll see you here next time at Camp Xtras.